Old Trafford. But if you do have any questions at all, don't hesitate. We do have a great deal of knowledge, but please be aware we don't know everything. But we'll try and answer questions.
Hi.
Hey mate, you okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, can you go on to row 15, please? Row 15, please.
Nice big smile. No,
Ali je serwowi szef.
Ai, che c'è frio. Sta tan contento. Guarda la gamma.
Okay, first of all, good morning.
Morning.
That was abysmal, wasn't it? Good morning.
Morning.
That's it, let yourself go, just for an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. Welcome to Manchester United. As I say, my name's Alan. Unfortunately, Dave, are you going to leave us or is he?
Going to leave you.
Sadly, David's going and another tour guide's been caught up in the traffic. We always have two tour guides, one at the front, one at the back, and then the visitors in between. There's a reason for that, we'll talk about it a bit later on. Okay, welcome to Manchester United. The club was first formed in 1878. But in 1878, they had a very unusual name. Anybody know the original name?
No.
The young lads have got their hand up, but I dare say they haven't. Go on. Newton Heath. I've got to say no. It was Newton Heath, really, but they had a longer name. The actual name submitted to the FA was quite unusual. Newton Heath, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway, cricket and football. Yes, there was even a cricket team involved. And believe it or not, ladies and gents, the cricket team is still going strong today. But they still play with the original name of Newton Heath. And they still play in the original area in Manchester. But in 1902, the club started to have a few problems, money problems. In fact, they had no money to pay any players' expenses, and the club was going bankrupt. A very wealthy businessman in the area decided we'd like to be part of the famous club. He did so by being elected as chairman, a gentleman by the name of John Henry Davis. He was the local brewer, and Mr Davis donated £60,000. £60,000 in 1902 would be millions at today's rate. He saved the club, and straight away he made three changes. The first change, he got rid of the name of Newton Heath to be known as Manchester United. The second change, the colours, to the red, white and black, which we're still playing today. But the most important change, he bought some land, this land here at Trafford Park, and around it he built a magnificent stadium. Even far back then, Manchester United were breaking crowd records, because the very first game in this stadium, 45,000 spectators turned up to watch. That was a remarkable crowd, because the record just before that was just over 12.5. So we doubled the actual attendance in one single game. But it's no different today. If you look around you now, you can't see all the stadium, but every single game here is a complete sellout. We know people buy tickets for a single game, but that's through our ticketing system. What they do, a person can't make it, a season ticket holder, they'll sell the ticket back to the club for one game, they sell it on their behalf, and both of them make that little bit of money back. So yes, that's why there is seats available for single games, but you have to buy them well in advance. We also have hospitality in the stadium. This is one now, where you are, where people would buy a ticket for a game, but they buy it well in advance for hospitality, where they'll have a nice, fantastic meal before the game. They'll have snacks at half time and a few drinks. To get one of these areas where you're sitting now would cost in the region of £250 for a single game. And every one of these seats, yes, is full, match days. We have hospitality boxes around the stadium, 150 of them. They vary in size, and believe me, they vary in price. The small boxes for 6 people on the east stand, the 6-seater boxes for 6 people to come, have a nice meal, snacks, and a few drinks throughout the game. If you're interested, it will only cost you for a full season £79,000. Anybody want one? You don't want to, buy one of the big ones over there. The big ones in the corner for 16 people. They get a fantastic meal, snacks, drinks, etc. Even a balcony to come on and watch the game if we get any nice days. Yes, £210,000. Now, just veering back to the season ticket holders who use these particular types of seats around us, a plastic seat, there's a waiting list of approximately 7 years. These boxes have a waiting list, even at those prices, for 4 years. And once you get one, if you're fortunate, you've got to guarantee that you will have it for a minimum of 3 years. That's how much people want to come to the Theatre of Dreams, the home of the most famous football club in the world, Manchester United. Any questions?
No.
Okay, we're going to make our way a bit further around the stadium in a minute or two, is he? With us?
It's 1 minute is on,
Yeah. Okay. We talk a little bit about different sections of the stadium. This is the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, named after the boss for all the success he had in the club. There's tributes underneath I'll talk about in a minute. The scoreboard end, where the logo is there, used to be a wooden scoreboard, manually operated, because in them days every game was on a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and they used to put the half-time scores up. The way it happened, there was a board alphabet. Under each letter of the alphabet was 2 empty squares, and they used to put the half-time scores in. People bought a programme, there was a corresponding page in the programme telling you which teams were letter A, B, C, so on. And that's how we knew how the other games were going on. Behind me, the famous Bobby Charlton stand. Sir Bobby sadly passed away just over 12 months ago, but there's a lot of tributes about Sir Bobby around, and we'll show you a couple a bit later on. But this name, just on the top of the stand there. Just below his name is a television gantry where all the games are televised from. If you've watched them back home, that's where most of your filming will come from. But you will see other platforms all the way around as well. Yeah. And just below his name is the director's seats. There's some bright red seats there, can you see them? That's the dearest section for our supporters. For a season ticket holder, they will pay £1,000 per year. I believe they're going up this year, but up to now, £1,000 for the full season's games. We'll talk about the other stand a bit later on. If you've no questions, can I ask you kindly to stand up now and just follow me colleague down the stairs. If you stop behind, you're stopping the other tours coming up, please. Please be quick with your photograph in this area.
Quick, tell me something then. Quick. Quick. Come along, mate.
ここが一番下のコンコースみたいなところかな。
Okay, it's quite busy today, ladies and gents, as you can see. First of all, before we go any further, a couple of people did stay behind taking extra photographs. We don't mind you taking photographs, but if you stop behind, the other tours throughout the day start building up. Please, I don't mind you taking photographs while I'm talking to you. So kindly, once we start to move, let's all go together. That's the only thing we kindly ask you as we're taking photographs. Now, the concourse, when you come into the stadium, everywhere underneath the stands looks identical to this. No matter where you are, sorry, we thought we were doing a bit of dancing then, didn't we? Yeah, everywhere looks identical. And it's so easy for people to get lost. One of the ways people do get lost, especially the young children, we don't want to lose them. What happens? They need to use the bathrooms, the toilets. There's not a problem. There's certain ones we can use throughout the stadium. But please, please, just ask myself or my new colleague now, Kevin. Nobody likes working with me. Yes, Kevin's with us now. Please ask us, and we'll wait for you. We don't want to lose you. We'll wait. There's not a problem. You can use them. Now, when you come in on match days, your ticket will have a barcode. You present your barcode to a machine. Those 4 small doors there, there's actually some more down the passageway. That's the turnstile system, where you produce your ticket to the machine, it releases the mechanism, and it starts to revolve around. Each turn of that turnstile adds a number to the count, and that's how we can find out how many people's in on match days. Once inside, you can buy a nice programme if you wish to do so. You can have a bet on the game. You can bet on all aspects, corners, free kicks, goals, booking, whatever you want to bet on, they will accept your nice money. The kiosk, this is where you can buy all that nice healthy food, the hot dogs, the burgers, pies, chocolate crisp. You can even buy alcoholic drinks. But we do have a rule, the FA issued a warning, no alcoholic drinks can be taken in the bowl. That has to be sucked here. Tea, coffee, soft drink, that's not a problem. We're going to make our way a bit further around now, ladies and gents. And as we go around this corner, right at the far wall, is a tribute to Sir Alex Ferguson. The tribute is a portrait. It's not a painting, a drawing, or a photograph taken with a camera. Have a look at it right at the far wall and just decide what you think it is till we get there. This way, please. Can you see the portrait on the wall here? But when you get a little bit closer to it, you'll realise it's pins and red cotton thread putting back and forth. A tribute to the great man himself. In 26.5 years as our manager, the most successful manager ever in English football, he won 38 major trophies, and this is a box with just a few of them. At this stage, ladies and gents, we'd like to find out have we got any supporters from other clubs, just to compare a little bit about Sir Alex. Have we got any supporters from any other club? No Arsenal supporters? That's a pity. I like to have a bit of fun, you see, on the tour. And if we have an Arsenal supporter, show them something they've never seen. They don't know what this trophy's about. They've never won it. And if we have a Tottenham supporter on, they don't know what any of these are. They never win any trophy. This way, please. Now, as we go through this little passageway, thinking there's a lot of services stand to the scoreboard end. A few minutes ago, we were talking about the scoreboard. They build a bit. Well, if you go through here, there's some photographs on the wall of great goals scored at this end of the stadium. But the last photograph on this small wall is a picture of that scoreboard. Don't stop, just carry on walking, but have a look what I was talking about. This way, please.
Well, yeah, that's all. No, I mean, that's what it would have been that one anyway. Okay, stuff like this. I'll talk about it in a bit.
stop here till the all captain. Okay, they're all with us now, and carry on walking. Now, for the supporters who come from other parts of England, Europe, America, wherever, when they come to the stadium, we like to inform them Manchester United always collect the rain. We don't have much sunlight, but you do have a lot of rain in Manchester. Now, all the rain what falls on the stadium, we save it. We purify it and we put it into a water tank, which at the moment is below our feet. The water tank holds over 6,000 gallons and it's always full. Once it's been purified, we use it around the stadium. For example, all the toilet facilities is the purified rainwater. Wash basins all the way around the stadium, the same. But the most important use for it is the playing surface. When you go inside now, you're going to see that the pitch is raised about 2 foot. Simply underneath the ground is 18 miles of plastic tubing going back and forth. This is mainly for the winter time. When the frost comes, the ground freezes. To soften the ground for the game to go ahead, we warm the rainwater up, push it through, and it melts the snow and the ice. We also use it on the sprinkler system. We'll talk about that a bit later on. Now, this payout, ladies and gents, is the best place for your photographs. The only thing is, you get the better photograph at that end of the platform. If you don't stop at this end, people at the back can't get on for theirs. So move down. There's still a lot to talk about. This way, please.
No, it's not.
Just along there, please.
Quick, Bobby, quick. Come in. Bobby.いやー、実在するんだななんか夢見てるみたい。
Can we just come together, please? You can still take your photographs while I'm talking, but the other group have already left now. They'll be catching us up shortly. But when you first came in the stadium a few minutes ago, you were sitting in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. You see where the word Manchester across the seats? If you go across each letter in Manchester till you come to the letter S, the letter S is where you were sitting just a few minutes ago. In that stand alone, there's over 25,000 seats, and the cheapest ticket in the stadium match day is £30, and the cheapest ticket is right at the top. As you come down, the price increases till you get near to the front rows again. The first 4 rows all the way around the bowl, we revert back to the cheaper prices because you're looking at pitch height. Now, Manchester United was the first Football League club to welcome wheelchair guests to a game, and we built 3 platforms for them. This one where I'm standing, where you are, the small section behind. If you look closely, just behind you, where the seat is, there's a space. That'll be where the wheelchair guests would come on match days. Originally, we had 104 places for wheelchairs and 104 seats for the carers. When we first brought these people in, they were given free admission. But the FA decided every club must charge their wheelchair guests and the carers. So we do charge them now, but we don't charge them as much as a normal supporter. The way it works, the wheelchair guests will get in free, and the supporter, the carer with them, does pay a modest fee. To give you an idea, the cheapest ticket for the season is round about £500. The cheapest ticket for these people, £200. So we do a lot behind the scenes. But in the last 5 years, because we're getting more applicants coming, we've built more platforms. Another one down at the bottom for us, one at this side, but certain areas of the stadium, this is one at the back. We built areas where other people can come in their wheelchairs and support the game. Now we have over 250 of them around the stadium. We try to look out for these people, but we don't stop there, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of supporters with impaired vision, the partially sighted and blind. When they come to the stadium, they can't see the pitch, what we can see. They can't see the players on match days. But we give them headphones so they can listen to a commentary done by our radio team. And this is where they sit, match days, just behind me. But we also have some other supporters on match days. People who shout the opposition's name, the visiting supporters. This is one of their areas for them, what we call a safe standing. Safe standing means the supporters do not have to sit down now. They can stand up and help and cheer their team on. We give every team we play here in the stadium on match days 3,100 tickets, and this is where they will be cheering their teams on. Quite often, at the end of the game, you'll see grown men crying after we beat them. But we're doing a lot of crying at the moment now. We're not playing quite as well. Now, as I say, this is where our wheelchair guests and blind come. But we don't finish there, ladies and gentlemen. We have another area for them, which is quite amazing. If you come round the corner, we'll show you that area, and then we're going to go to the Manchester United changing room. So, just follow me this way, please. Just round the corner there. It's just that we have to try and keep to a timetable.
You get your steps in, don't you?
I do. At my age, believe me, you'd be surprised how old I am. Well, did you enjoy it before? Tell them all then. Please. Please. Excuse me, can we make our way? There's plenty of time for photographs, believe me. Yeah, I've been doing it 28 years.
A week before we had invented, so we knew that
28 years. I've been coming to Manchester United though, 1952, probably way before you as well.
Oh, we have.
So just go in there and not tell me colleague you're in. Okay, we just got to wait for... Okay, while we're waiting for them, our wheelchair guests and blind people can come early to the stadium. So they're not being pushed and shoved by the crowds arriving and also leaving the stadium. We have special areas for them. This is one here. If you look behind, there's a room there, the Phil Downs Ability Suite. Our wheelchair guests and blind can arrive early, go in there, have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, biscuits, everything is free for them. But we don't finish there with our wheelchair guests. If you look on this photograph here, we took 150 to the European Cup final in Moscow 2008. 150 of them were taken, all expenses paid, hotels, meals, flights, everything was paid for by a very unusual name. Just behind you two gentlemen is that name, Munster. Anybody heard that before? Manchester United Disabled Supporters Association. Believe it, we do a lot behind the scenes. Kevin, on the stage we have on the table, please come up. This way, please. Back into this area there, please. You can come forward now. Just come forward here, please. Thank you. Just come over here, please. Can you come forward? That's great. Okay, where we are now, ladies and gents, before we move to the dressing rooms, is the oldest part of the stadium. When the stadium was first built in 1910, this is the players' tunnel. That was the dressing rooms, quite small. Because in them days there were only 11 players and the manager in the dressing rooms, or as they called them in that day, a coach. They would be in there and the teams would walk down here. But when they went down here, there was no steps. It was a concrete base all the way down. And for safety, only one team at a time could go down there. Now, during the Second World War, part of the stadium was bombed. And there was only a little part of this remaining stand still standing. They came back 1945 to see if they could start playing here, but they soon realised that that stadium would have to be rebuilt. They wanted to knock it all down because this part, the walls and the roof, was still standing. It's approximately 24 inches reinforced concrete all the way down. They wanted to knock it down and start afresh, but the director said no, if the bombs couldn't get rid of it, why should we? Let's build around. And that's what they did, they kept the old tunnel. Very similar type of dressing room, quite small. And players like this young lad here, Sir Bobby, yeah, he's led the team down here on many occasions. Some famous players from abroad, you've heard of Eusebio from Portugal. Most of the people may not have heard that name, but most of you will have heard of Diego Maradona. He led Barcelona down here when we played Barcelona in the Champions League. Yes, famous players in the past have all gone down here. But one of the best players ever to go down here, ladies and gents, in my opinion, is a Manchester United player. A young lad by the name of Duncan Edwards. Anybody heard that name? Yeah. Believe me, if you've not seen him, he was outstanding. One of the fantastic players of this club. He's on this photograph behind us here. The Babes, the Busby Babes. Matt Busby introduced young lads into the team and brought the age group down to around about 21, and that's why they were called the Babes, because most teams' players were 28, 29, 30 even. But this group of young lads were playing in the European Cup, the first English team to do so. On the way back from one of their games, the plane stopped at Munich airport to refuel. While they were refueling the plane, it started to snow, quite heavy, and the runway became iced up. The plane made 3 attempts to take off. At the 3rd attempt, the plane crashed into some outbuildings at the end of the runway. 22 passengers died in that plane crash, 8 of our players. Duncan Edwards died 15 days later, and 2 players never kicked a ball again. In fact, we lost an entire team. We have a tribute to these young lads. We can't do it justice talking too much about it, but we'll tell you where you can go and see a lot more about Munich. On this side of the wall, you're going to see the Trinity, Law, Best and Charlton. Now, Manchester United are the only football league club in Europe to have 3 players who's played together in the same team and while playing together won the top award, the Ballon d'Or. Law, Best and Charlton did so, the Trinity. There's a statue outside representing these famous players. Anybody heard of them before? Quite a few of you, I should imagine. Now, the next part of the tour, ladies and gents, is one of the best for people, the dressing room. This way, please.
ける。ドレッシングルーム。
Now, just about giving you a few minutes to take a photograph. If you want to hold the shirt, that's not a problem. Do not remove the hanger. An ideal way to do it, if you look, your thumb's underneath there and it'll just fall over. So you can hold the shirt like that. But once you've had a photograph, please replace it where you took it from, because there is a reason for that I'll talk about in a few minutes. Okay, ladies and gents, can I ask you kindly if you can find a seat to sit down for a few minutes?
Somebody else is doing that. So you sit here. Want me to?
Okay. Quite often we are asked, is this the actual changing room used by the players on match day? We get a lot of people coming from abroad especially Spain, and saying, is this the changing room used by the players? And the answer to that, ladies and gents, is simply yes. Every team of Manchester United what play here at the stadium, they use this changing room. For example, the first team play all their own matches here. The academy, they play at Carrington, but their rule states that they must play 4 games at the senior stadium, and they play it on 4 occasions. And we also have a fantastic ladies team. Our ladies team, their conditions is they must play 3 at the National Stadium at the Old Trafford. And a representation for the ladies is 5 shirts down at the bottom there. Now, the other question we get asked is the shirt. Are these a match-worn shirt? And the answer to that is simply no. This is to show you what it looks like on match days. But when the players first arrive on match days, they arrive 4.5 hours before kick-off. They'll come into this room, the dressing room, and the coach will go through his final preparations. There'll be quite a number of seats here, and the players don't know if they're going to be playing that day or not. They sit down and wait for the coach to come in. Behind here is an interactive tactics board. He can go through all the disciplines he wants to do with the players before they go out to start the game. When he's finished roughly telling them and talking to them for half an hour or so, the players will then go upstairs to have the pre-match meal. When they come back through that door, the first time they come back in from that way, they'll know if they're going to be playing that day or not, because then the names are up. The shirts, the warm-up kits are there. The warm-up kit, the players will put on and go out onto the pitch warming up, only for around about 30 minutes. They'll come back in here and the playing kit will be here, ready for them. The referee has to get the players on the pitch roughly about 6-7 minutes before kick-off, if he can. So he'll ring a bell in this room and the visiting dressing room 7 minutes beforehand. And that's when the players have to make their way onto this famous turf here at Old Trafford. But when they come back in at half-time, there'll be medical beds there for players to have a massage if they wish to do so. The fridge is stocked with the ice water, the energy drinks, the glucose, the syrups, energy, anything for energy the players will have here. Some players will have a massage. At the far end will be a pot of tea. Typical English club, they do like tea with plenty of sugar. And they'll have this at half-time while the coach is going through his final preparations at the half-time incident. If they bring in a substitute on, one of the coaching staff will have the substitute at this side because he can do his movements on the magnetic board to go out and play the second half. When they come in at the end of the game, all the kits put into a laundry basket, which is now in the centre there. The boots, shorts, socks, shirts, but very rarely is there a full set of shirts. Players are still giving the shirt to the children in the crowd. And that's when you come behind this, the wet room. In there you're going to see the ice pods, 2 ice pads, and the players will stand up in this ice water only for a couple of minutes, rejuvenate the body, gets rid of all the acids in the muscles, but it'll also help with minor injuries. The ice bath first, then the hot shower. They're not ordered to go into the ice bath, that's up to them. When they finish, they'll come back in here, get changed, and go and meet the family somewhere in the stadium. Now, I have been asked about the famous incident of Sir Alex Ferguson, the boot incident. When the boss was the manager, the dressing room used to finish here. And he came through where Kevin is there, a little bit annoyed, and he swung his foot at a boot. This is where the class of 99s used to sit, the likes of David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, the Neville brothers. That's where they sat. So yes, sadly, it did it, the famous David Beckham. Any questions? Okay, that bell's just gone late. Oh, sorry.
Have you ever met like any of the players?
Have I ever met any of the players? I've met many, many, many. To be honest, I used to go to the players' houses. How's that? Very unique, wasn't it? I'm the only, literally, only tour guide ever to do so. I'm very proud of that. This way, please. We're going into the tunnel.
Stand up, ice bath, you know what?
then everybody said he threw it back up there and he kicked it. Just happened to hit everybody. Can you remember when Eric Cantona jumped in the crowd? Yeah. And kicked it right up. Liverpool won 20.
Okay, the tunnel, ladies and gents. This is where the players first arrive in the stadium and also where they go down pitch side. Behind that gate there is the players' car park. As I say, they'll come in, go into the dressing rooms, do the introduction with the Reuben, and then they go and have the meal. This is where they come for the start of the game. We built this part of the stadium in 1993, and the reason they built this area is simply 2 occasions in football there was sadness. One of the stadiums caught fire, Bradford. The main stand caught fire and people perished in the fire at Bradford. Everybody knows, sadly, Hillsborough, where 97 Liverpool supporters sadly died, falling from the stands, being crushed inside the stadium. The FA held an inquiry into the event, and the inquiry recommended that every stadium now must have a facility for the services to get in. That gate will open right up to the ceiling. The ambulances, the fire tenders can drive in, but before they get pitch side, we've got to remove all this section here. The tunnel the players go underneath is on quick release fasteners. The nuts will open quite quickly and it'll start to move on its own. 2 of the stewards that stood here and they can put it onto the pitch within a matter of seconds. We hope we never have to use this section because above us would be 99 people sitting down, waiting to watch the game. If there was an incident, those people would vacate the area because that section will raise 8 metres, allowing the services to get in. As I say, we hope we never have to use that particular part. But in the winter time, we have to bring some high powerful lights into the stadium to help us to keep growing this grass in the winter time. We don't get much sunlight, but the lights are quite big. We have enough to cover the full playing area. Most football stadiums have them now, and it keeps the grass growing in the winter. So we have to have the facility for them to come in. Now, if you can imagine it here at match days, it's a little bit hectic, especially after the game. Players are interviewed in this area. Where these studs are in the wall would be the sponsors' boards. The name of the sponsors and the television companies there would be interviewing players here. But the main interview room is the press box itself, and we'll take you there a bit later on. Now, if you can imagine it, the players coming out, I do it a little bit different because we get the children involved at this time. Can we have all the children in the line across here, facing that way? Just come up here, come on. Have we got any birthdays with us? Your birthday? On Wednesday, Saint today, nobody knows. Just a line across here, please. Come on, stand up. You get to the side of this little boy here. Come here. Come here. You come at the side of him. Is he a bit shy? Yeah, he is. Okay, now. I use Grandpa. You stand behind. Now, the parents of these children, we're going to get a little bit of a tribute for them. Just parents only. I want you to go as far as that red tape there. But don't go under the tape. We're not allowed to go under the pitch or onto the pitch. Just a parent, one parent from each of these children. Right? Now, we're going to create something as though we're teams. I want 2 captains. No, the adults, you're already captains. 2 adults. Right. You stand there. please.
Yes?
You stand behind here, sir. 2 lines now. It's easy, just one behind each other, on one side or the other. Are you not coming over here? Come on. Yeah, you stand at that side and you're going to take a photograph, so down. Okay, now, before the players come out onto the pitch, the linesmen have been in the dressing room checking the studs to make sure nobody's been sharpening them up to cut the opposition. That's already been done with your boots. The referee will come out. Imagine I'm the referee. This is how it works on match days. The referee will shake hands with the Manchester United captain first. Have a good game. Thanks. With the opposition captain, have a bad game. Before he goes, 2 captains shake hands.
Have a better game.
And this is what happens on match days. You stay there. When I get down to the bottom, I'm going to wave you. And that's when I want you to walk out. Not beforehand. This is what the United supporters love to hear. Stop. Let the little boy come to the front. Oh, he don't. I'm sorry. Where's the birthday boy? You stand in the middle now. Just come at the side of it there. So, just over that way a little bit. Have you got one? Okay, sadly, I've just been given some bad news about your tour. I don't know how to tell you this. Come down a little bit further, please. Yes, we keep going on about first aid at the stadium. Our TV station, we was the first club to have its own TV. They're actually broadcasting now, and they've just told me some very bad news, ladies and gents. You were so slow coming out, the crowd have gone home. Ladies and gents, we're going to walk pitch side now. Unfortunately, even I can't go underneath these rails. It's a criminal offence. You can be taken to court, and believe me, they do. They'll take you to court and fine you a minimum of £3,000. So no trying to put your foot underneath, I'll be watching. Let's make our way to the dugouts and have some photographs there. Did you get some nice photographs?
Yeah, thank you. That was great, thanks Alan.
That was brilliant.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
If you're taking photographs of the kiddies, get them on the back row. Use that one over there. It's still the same. Back chair. Keep going up, 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 keep going up. You can go and sit in the seats and have a photograph if you want. Go and have a photograph. Once you've had one, come out and let somebody else have one. So guys don't know. In the FA Cup, which that game was, you could not play a player who'd already played for another club that season. But because we didn't have a team, the FA allowed us to sign a player from Aston Villa. He signed on the day of the game. He played for Villa the round previous, but he allowed us to play it. Anybody know that player? Well, that's a quiz programme, a quiz check. If ever you hear that, his name was Stan Crowther. The only player ever to play for two clubs in the FA Cup in one season. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about that famous surface. You can't do it justice looking at it here. So I'm going to sit you briefly in the director's box. So have you took your photographs? Have you got any questions? Let's go in the director's box this way, please.
Is that the only one you set up?
As you go up these seats now, ladies and gents, you will see there's quite a lot of them with somebody's name on them. If a supporter has been coming for 25 years or more, he gets his name on the seat. Out of 55,000 season ticket holders in the stadium, 11,000 supporters have been coming 25 years or more. And that's what the name represents. This way, please.
プラチナチケットシーズンホルダーは名前が入るんだ。
I'll do it.
Okay, I do have to be a little bit quick here now because the other group are right behind us. Now, have a look at that playing surface over there.
No.
If you walked across it, you would not see any bare patches. It's been voted the best pitch in the Football League for the last 6 years. A company came to Manchester United and created something what you have at home, a carpet, a grass zone. It was a carpet company, and to create this pitch, they dug all the grass away, the old turf, went down 12 inches. They packed it tightly with sand, with 1 inch of soil on the top. Then they scattered seed. It's not a carpet grass, pure seed. And within a couple of days, you could see it start to go green. The grass was growing. After a month, they were actually cutting it. It grows that quick. Ryegrass. There's over 25 million fibres below the ground. This company inserted these fibres, and when the grass grows, the root grips around the fibres. So when players make a tackle on this particular type of surface, they don't bring the big pieces of earth up like they used to do. A lot of the clubs have it now, but yes, we're still getting the vote of the best pitch. We treat it, but they cut the pitch every other day. After they've cut it, they put a treatment on, and then hopefully the rain. If there's no rain, they put the sprinklers. There's 20 sprinklers on the pitch, what come up regular to water it. But when they put this fertiliser down, they have to water it quite quickly, because the fertiliser we use a lot, every one of you will have in your cupboards back home. Garlic. The same garlic you use, they fertilise, they liquidise it and put it onto the pitch. If you're not in the stadium, when you're walking down the Chester Road about 500 or 600 yards, you can smell it, it's that strong. Now the gentleman talking to me before, while you were all coming up, the boss, Sir Alex Ferguson, he never sat in these. That's our director's box there. The first row, you have Sir Matt Busby's seat. Nobody other than the Busby family can use those 4 seats on the front. Bobby Charlton, he has 4 seats on the 4th row. And right behind him is where the boss sits, Sir Alex. He has 8 seats. You get a lot of celebrities coming. Rory McIlroy, the golfer, won the Masters. You'll see Rory here quite often. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Mick Hucknall for Simply Red, named a group after Manchester United. They're in here quite often. But you cannot buy a ticket here, you have to be invited. As you can see, the other tour's catching us up now, so let's go into the press room this way.
Little, you'll be aware of him.
Oh, yeah.
He was here with his trophy. Rory McIlroy, he said something.
Really?
At least we're winning trophies
Yeah, somewhere, yeah.
by the fans, isn't it?
Right. Just yeah. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gents, the press room. While the game's in progress, next to the director's box is the press room. The press have a special area and they have a little monitor, a TV, so they can record the game and they don't have to keep running backwards now to see action replays, it's all in front of them. At the end of the game, the press will come in here, have a cup of tea, a biscuit, waiting for the managers to come along. The managers arrive here roughly about 15 minutes after the game is finished. The press will be sat where you are to ask them questions. Out of courtesy, we always invite the away team manager to come and sit in the set first, because no matter what team we play, they've got to travel when the game's finished. So the manager will sit in one of the chairs, one of his colleagues, but there will be a press officer. The press officer is there simply to stop anybody asking any awkward questions. Questions about players' private lives, they can only ask about the game which has just taken place. So, you're the press, ladies and gents. Any questions? You're the press.
What's your favourite thing about your job?
Seeing many, many people smile if possible. This is one, I've been asked that, not quite that way, but this is one of the rooms where we're in front and we can see you all. And if we see smiling faces, you know you're doing a bit of a good job. At 85, when I see this, it makes me think, yes, I'll do another tour. Any other questions?
What's your most memorable game?
It wasn't at this stadium. We played Bilbao in the European Cup at Manchester City's old stadium, Main Road. And don't tell anybody, but I climbed over the wall that day. And yeah, I went to see that game. We were getting beat on aggregate because they played aggregate scores in them days. We were getting beat. But Manchester United, 2 minutes ago, drew level. So big cheers were going up all over. And then with less than seconds ago, we got the winner, Bilbao. And we played them in the next round here.
I was just going to ask you how you felt about the new ground.
The new ground?
It's such a big bit of your life.
Well, I always say to people, this, truthfully, have a look around the stadium as you're walking round. If that question had been at the front, have a look round. Because, in my opinion, this stadium is immaculate. The only thing what needs changing in there is the roof. But we need the water for the pitch and other things. Okay, ladies and gents, as I say, the press room, this is where they would come to talk to the press. Now, this is also an opportunity where we sign players. This is where famous players like Teddy Sheringham, Andy Cole, Dwight York, Roy Keane, Eric Cantona, this is where they first became part of this club. But we've stopped using it for an event now as signatures because it's far too small. When players sign for the big clubs, we can expect up to 200-300 newspaper correspondents, radio, wanting to come and see the event. So now it's all done on the media. It's so quickly filmed, we can worldwide within a matter of seconds. So we're going to give you, fortunately, a chance for the media photograph.
Yeah, thank you, Alan. Yeah, this is your chance. It's just, there's no obligation. You can have a photo taken behind here, and then you'll go to the Megastore, which will be the next stop, and then you decide if you want to purchase it or not. I think the packages start around £15, and you get the digital copy and like a little booklet with it. 2 people have already prepaid for this, so that they're definitely going to be staying. And that's German, is it German?
Yeah, you stay seated.
And Lisa Peacock, yeah. So you guys, you're definitely going to stay because it's already been paid for. But if anyone else wants to, they're very welcome to as well, to sit in the seats and have their photo and wait their turn as well, have their photo taken. So the way it works is that you get one photo here. There's up to 4 seats, so 1 or 2 seats here, and then you're smiling, you can hold up, you can be shaking hands with each other as a manager and a new player. You can hold up this legally binding contract. Once you hold this, that's it, you're in. And the second photo, in this space here, a player of your choice is superimposed, or a manager, and there's a choice, I think about 8 or 10 players. It's not every single player, but you get to choose that when you go to the store. Okay guys, so as I said, the people who've already prepaid, if you stay seated, anyone else stay seated if you want to do this, but everyone else...
those who don't want to photograph, come through with me now. We will be waiting on the other side, but those who are stopping, you cannot take a photograph with your own camera now. It has to be done with the official club camera. Just in this area, please, thank you. Just over there, please. Okay, this area, ladies and gents, is for our away supporters on match day. Quite a few of them come in this area, but we have a nice time. We don't put the prices up like they do at other clubs for the away team. The same price all the way around for refreshment. But this is called Bar 68. The reason it's called Bar 68, anybody know? Yeah?
Is it the 16th bar?
No, it's not the number of bars. We have roughly about 80 bars around the stadium. Bar 68 was 1968, when Manchester United became the first English club to win the Champions League. We named it Bar 68 so that all the other supporting teams can come up here and they know. Now, Scotland, Celtic, they have a Bar 67 because they won it the year previous, and they like to let the Rangers supporters know, yes, they was the first team in Scotland to win it. Now, we're going to go down the stairs here in a few minutes and going over to the Megastore, the shop.
1968年にユナイテッドが、ヨーロッパチャンピオンになったからアウェーサポーターのこのエリアは68になっているので
You've all been very quiet. Have we told you enough? Nobody's answering me, so they must have not had enough. Yes? My favourite player of Manchester United, well, my favourite player goes back many, many years, Duncan Edwards. But the famous player today, Bruno. Now, I've been with Bruno personally, he's a nice bloke, can't I say? I've had photographs taken with them all. Are we okay, Kev? One more.
May I have a weird question?
Yeah.
So, if the player exchanged the shots after the game or gave the shots to the kids or someone, so should pay from the player?
a lot of people, the question I've just asked, at the end of the game you'll see players, not just Manchester United players, other clubs, giving the shirts to the children. Now, there was a theory that players would be charged for this. They're not charged. What they do, they give them 2 kits every match day.
Oh, 2.
And that's put on the seat for them. And if they give one away, it will be replaced by the club. They do not charge him. That's only a fallacy. So that's what happened.
Thank you.
What was Newton Heath?
Pardon?
What was Newton Heath's colours?
Newton Heath, it was Newton Heath, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway, Cricket and Football Club. It was a railway company which started a sports section for its employees, just to give them a little bit of activity. And they named it after the area where they came from, Newton Heath. Now, I used to live not far from the other ground. I played on Newton Heath local ground. I played on Bank Street at Clayton, where Manchester United moved. But they moved from Bank Street and Clayton because when they played football there, they could smell the chemicals. It was very and the crowds went down. And then they moved from Bank Street for a short period to another area, Mouseplat in Swifts, again, Newton Heath. And then from Mouseplat in Swifts, they came to this stadium here.
So what were the colours?
The colours in the old days was a white shirt with a red V. Now, I didn't wear one of them, I'm not that old. This way, please. Just wait in this area, please. Okay, ladies and gents, we are at the end of the stadium tour now. We're going into the shop, the mega store. You're under no obligations to buy anything in the store if you don't wish to do so. Those people who've just had the photograph taken, to have a look at you. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
ツアーが終わってメガストアに来ました。もう選手の名前がプリントされてるので売ってるってのがすごいな。セールになってる。 40% オフになってるけど、アウェーのシャツはあれだな、クラシックフットボールシャツの方が安いな。
Let's go see Pops. Let's go see Pops.
セールコーナー。温泉。いつのシャツなんだろう。ユナイテッドモデルとかもあるな。オールドトラフォードのスカーフかっこいいじゃん。140ユーロ。オールドトラフォードの柄のシルクスカーフいいじゃん。これはモノクロなのかな。ポール・スミスとのコラボなんだね。マンチェスターユナイテッドモデルのガゼルも売ってる。値段が分かんないんだよな。ミリタリーウェアみたいなの結構売ってんだね。デイリーウェアみたいな。